Hey guys, and welcome to a quick overview video for the new mini event, the Index Preview. Now the Index is supposed to be a fully fledged competitive event coming very soon. Rather than putting out a new game mode into an event where exploits and broken stuff will have an insane outcome on the result, they have decided to put this preview event out to iron out some of the kinks in the game mode. So what exactly is it? Well, if you remember Rathuum, it's that but with Corpus. Except this time the ringleader is Nethanyo rather than Kayla de Thame. And rather than it being about arena prowess, it's all about cold, hard cash. When you start the event, you'll get an inbox message from Neff explaining exactly what's going on, and that you can win big by beating the Corpus champions. This unlocks the rest of the event. First node that you unlock immediately is called the Index. When you select this, you have three options: low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Each level, the credit cost to enter goes up, but so does the payment for completing it. But for increasing the odds, you also increase the difficulty as well. For each level you go up, you will get a negative modifier on yourself, such as half health, energy drain, reduced shields, that sort of thing. And if you go to the medium difficulty, you have one of these. If you go to the high risk, you'll have two, and that adds to the difficulty of the mission. This change in difficulty will also change the required number of points you need to secure during the mission. 5 at low, 10 medium, and 20 high. The second stage is unlocked after 5 matches, the endurance after 10. When in game though, it doesn't actually do a very good job of telling you need 50 points to win the game, which means that you need to score 20 out of 50 to get your credits, but then so do your teammates, so effectively this game mode is PvPvE. All of the orbs that are dropped from killing enemy can be picked up by anyone at all, so beware your teammates trying to come up behind you stealing your orbs after you kill something. In addition to that, any orbs that you are carrying when you die, they can be picked up by anyone as well, enemy or friendly. You will also see that you get bonus points for scoring with a certain amount of orbs, which caps out at 10 bonus, or I believe when you've actually got 5 orbs collected on yourself. On the topic of those orbs, you can actually carry as many of them as you want. Just be aware that every time you pick one up, it will lower your max HP to a certain amount, so you will be super squishy with a lot of orbs on you. I would cash them in as quickly as you can to prevent not only the enemy stealing them, but your squad mates as well. Now the enemies in this game mode, they are, well, the ones that aren't your team anyway, are wide and varied. Everything from Raptor, Zanuka and Abersa, to new combo variants with the soon to arrive Corpus Tomvas. The enemies do have some form of diminishing returns on them, as to being affected by powers, unless you're blade storming that is, which seems to hit the entire AI team and make them all invincible, while they've got clones attacking them. In the final stage though, you do need to be very careful, because like the final part of Rathuum, enemies will one-shot you, so that is a thing to take note of. The best way to be killing these guys is with weapons with big base damage. Pure Toxin to really get past the shields, combine that with Prime Bane of Corpus if you have it. Seriously, this gives a huge boost in damage against these guys, and does make some of them that bit easier to kill. The other thing to note is that there are 6 new mods in this game mode that come from the enemies, 3 uncommon, 3 rare. Out of the 12 runs I've done, I've got about 7 or 8 mods, and that was with Necros, all of them uncommons. I've not even seen a rare. To farm this, I went to the lowest of the index brackets and low risk. Just went in with Necros, the Sonic Ore, killing everything quickly, desecrating for the mods. Just hoard the orbs if you can, so your team don't try and win the game. If you're doing it solo, I would recommend actually saying this is the easiest way of doing this, just go solo, do it like that. Or you could get a normal farming squad, lots of slash weapons, couple of Necros, farm that way. A 4-man team that never scores. The drop rates do seem insanely low. In the end I gave up and went to trade chat personally, but if you want to farm them, this is how I'd recommend doing it. Now the meta for the final part is pretty much exactly the same as anything else. Ashe Bladestorm seems for some reason to ignore diminishing returns for whatever reason. Might be because of the slash procs. Anything that opens up to finishers, like the Ashe's Teleport for example, and then obviously Combat Lethality, or high survivability frames, high armor frames like Valkyr, Inaros. Anything squishy, you're going to get one shot pretty regularly. And that's pretty much all there is to it, to be honest, to the entire event. It's fairly self-explanatory and fairly easy to understand when you get into it. Now, this has been brought out early to get feedback on it, to see where they can improve on before the actual event comes out. And I'll be honest, if the entire event is like this, I will do the minimum require and say sod it. Because actually I didn't enjoy the preview that much at all. Firstly is the team compositions you face, the enemy teams. One team is almost entirely humanoid and fairly squishy even at higher level, but they do ridiculous damage. In the endurance part, the Sonic guy can easily one-shot you when you're trying to get the orbs back to cash them in. Remember, it's AoE, so they don't need to hit you, they just hit near you. Plus, the enemies that have the abilities to cloak completely just pop up behind you and one-shot you with the tonfas. Hooray! The team is way less frustrating, though, than the second team, which has Raptor, Zanuka, Comba, and a Berser all at the same time. And the Raptor, Zanuka, and Berser all do AoE attacks, that when you get to the endurance part, they just one-shot you every time without fail, unless you're on one of the frames that I mentioned before. It's ridiculous. It's the same exact meta that you need to run this as was on Rathuum, and people complained about that, all of this then. It's so similar to Rathuum in every respect that it feels like all the feedback that was given on Rathuum and its failings and frustrations weren't taken into account when this was made. But then you have the mechanic where you're not working as a squad to achieve the objective. The whole thing is counterproductive. In the couple of public games I played, this just led to people being a dick. Not doing any work, just running around picking up everyone else's orbs. Nobody could do anything about it, because, I mean, just at this time especially, the game really needs other people to get pissed at each other right now, right? And then you have the constantly bladestorming Ash. My god, I've not had such a burning hatred for that ability in a long time. Even though Fatal Teleport is more effective. Someone always goes into this and just spams 4. And because there's only 4 enemies at once, and any enemy that has a clone on top of it becomes invulnerable, it effectively ties up the entire enemy team being bladestormed, and you're sat there twiddling your thumbs waiting for Ash to finish bladestorming, so you might have a chance to actually do something. In the end, it frustrated me so much, I ended up being the dick, waiting for his bladestorm to kill stuff, taking his orbs, and building my own score. Ultimately though, it led me back to where I started, which was that this was way more fun, way less frustrating solo than it was in a team. And that's not what Warframe should be about, or is about. It should promote working as a team, making it more fun to be in a squad, working with people, than solo all the time. But in this, they've wildly missed the mark. But this feedback, it's nothing new, all apart from the fighting team members for points, where these are all criticisms I had of Rathuum the first time around. And I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback on this. Whether I'm just becoming a bitter vet who's gone on a random run to 8 o'clock in the morning because I'm really tired, or whether you guys feel the same thing. None of my comments get moderated, so feel free to agree or disagree with me, but keep it civil. I know DE are looking for a lot of feedback, so the more I get on this, the more I can bring back to them, and the more I can present to them. As always guys, many thanks for watching. Got Suit up later today, video on the new side probably tomorrow. Plus modulars next week on the new index mods. Recording suddenly 10:00 this afternoon. Got Armor 3 coming as well. Busy, busy, busy. Feel free to hit that like button if you liked the video. Subscribe if you like my content. And as always, I shall see you in the next video.